Son, daughter, it's no accident that you just clicked on this video. You could be doing anything else. You could have kept scrolling past it by like so many times before, but you didn't. Something kept you here. Something inside you whispered, "Listen to this." That something is me, your God, the one who loves you. Even when you feel unworthy, I'm the one who watches over you quietly, hearing what no one else hears. I've been trying to get through to you again and again. Once, twice, 3 times. Now this is the 5th time, and this will be the last. Yes, I've tried to speak to you in many ways. Through a conversation that made you think, a dream you couldn't forget, a verse that appeared at the right moment, or a video you weren't even looking for that showed up in your feed by chance. And now I'm speaking to you again, but this time there are no more detours, no more delays. You either listen or you turn away. I prepared this for you with love. I'm not here to frighten you, but to wake you up because I've been patient, very patient, calling you again and again to move away from the things that are separating you from me. That's why I'm calling you now. Even though I know you're busy, confused, and worn out. But listen closely. I know you. That's why I haven't given up on you, son, daughter. Do you wonder why things aren't moving forward? Why does that emptiness never seem to go away? Why does peace feel so temporary? The truth is, you've been closing your ears to my voice. And yet, look at how much love I have for you that I haven't stopped reaching out. If you feel this in your heart, write in the comments, "I'm listening, Lord." But now I say this firmly. This is the last time I speak to you this way. Stay with me until the end of this video, because I'm about to reveal something you've been waiting for. I know you've been praying, asking for signs, answers, and here it is right in front of you, but you will only understand it if you stay until the end. So, please don't let yourself get distracted. Don't check messages. Don't change the video. Don't leave. What your soul needs to hear is here. What I'm about to share with you has the power to change everything in your life. And if you have the courage to listen to me until the end, I will give you something that you never even dreamed of. Take a deep breath. Calm your mind, because I am your God, and I have something very important to tell you. Write in the comments, "I am ready to listen." If your heart feels this right now, son, daughter, it wasn't you who came to this video. It wasn't a coincidence. It was me, your God, who brought you here. I know every part of your heart, even the parts you avoid. And this is not by chance. Do you know why you are here? Because I've been speaking to you for a long time. I spoke to you that night when sleep wouldn't come. I whispered to you when that song suddenly played. A song that seemed like it was written just for you. I spoke through the simple words of stranger in a phrase that felt like it was meant just for you. I spoke in the silence when no one understood your tears. I heard every one of them, but you stayed distracted, chasing things I never put in your path, trusting people I wanted to distance you from, knocking on doors I had already closed. While you were pushing against those doors, I stayed right here, strong and present, protecting you even when you didn't see it. I know you. I know who you are, even when you forget who I am. Write in the comments, "God takes care of me." If this is speaking to your heart, think about it. How many times have you felt a heaviness in your chest, not knowing why? How many times have you looked up at the sky and said, "God, speak to me"? Well, now I am speaking to you clearly and directly. And it is no coincidence that the title of this video says, "I have warned you 5 times. This is the last time." Don't take it as a threat, but as it truly is, love, care, protection, and help. I've spoken to you in 1,000 different ways, and today I use clear words. I love you too much to watch you fall into a deep pit and stay silent. You're at a point in your life where one wrong choice could cost you everything. And one right choice, though difficult, can change everything. Listen closely to me. There's a purpose hidden in your wounds. There's a path laid out for you, but you can't walk it while you continue holding on to the weights that you refuse to let go of. There is a promise over your life, but it requires you to give up what keeps you from it. You've realized, haven't you, that nothing you've tried on your own has worked completely. Do you know why? Because you've stepped away from the path I set for you. You trusted your own plans more and forgot that my plan is perfect. Still, here I am, waiting for you, not in anger or reproach, but with arms wide open, like a father who understands his child's tiredness and offers rest. I am offering you rest today. Right now, I'm not just calling you again. I'm giving you the last chance to hear carefully what I'm about to say from this moment on. Yes, this is speaking to you. Write in the comments, God waits for me with open arms. If you choose to ignore this, you will continue to go in circles, carrying the weight of decisions I never told you to make. But if you open your heart today, everything will begin to make sense. Believe me, you didn't get here by accident. I brought you here because there's a plan for your life. Even if your life feels like a pile of broken pieces, I am an expert in rebuilding. But you must trust me. You have to let go of the pride that stops you from surrendering. You need to understand that your time is not more important than mine. And everything you've lost, I can restore. This video is not just a warning. It is a divine calling. It's an open door to a fresh start. But you must follow every word until the very end. Because at the end of this path we begin together today, there's an answer waiting for you. And if you have the courage to see it through, you will walk away with something the world can never give you: direction, peace, and promises fulfilled. No, you're not here by accident. You're here because I wanted you to be here. If you keep listening to what I have to say, you will understand why this is happening. If you feel it deep in your heart, write in the comments, it's not a coincidence. It's God. Son, daughter, do you remember what I told you earlier? That you're not here by chance. And if you're still listening, it's because something within you has begun to awaken. You felt it. You know it. And now I want to speak to you about something you've been ignoring for too long. My call. Yes, I've been calling you. And it hasn't been just once. It's been many times. 5 times. Each call has been an attempt to draw your heart back to me. But you always find an excuse. There's always something more urgent to deal with. You keep telling yourself, I'll handle it with God later. But that later you keep pushing off is pulling you farther away from what I prepared for you. And do you know what hurts me the most? Watching you settle for so little. Trading what is eternal for empty moments. Ignoring what I have waiting to give you, while you keep trying to fix everything with your own strength. You say you want change, peace, direction, prosperity, true love, a meaningful life. But when I call to speak with you, you don't stop. When I send someone with a word for you, you act as if you didn't hear it. And when I leave you in silence, waiting to see if you will seek me, you run to your phone, to noise, to distractions, to the world. And that is slowly tearing you apart from the inside. Son, I gave you talents. I gave you a purpose. But how do you expect to live out that purpose if you continue ignoring the one who gave it to you? Haven't you realized yet that the emptiness you feel isn't because you lack people, money, or success? That emptiness has a name. It's the distance between you and my call. How many times have you heard that you were born for something greater? How many times have you felt it? And how many times have you pushed that voice aside, saying, not now? Well, today I tell you with love, but with strength, time is running out. What I prepared for you won't wait forever. There are people waiting for what I place in your hands. There are lives that will change when you decide to obey. But to do that, you must stop running from me. If you feel this message is for you, write in the comments, I stop running. Lord, you're living as though you have all the time in the world. But I see what you don't see. I know what lies ahead. And if you keep ignoring my voice, you will end up facing things I tried to keep you away from. That's why I keep calling. Because I love you. And true love doesn't stay silent when danger is near. True love warns, alerts, and even shouts if it has to. And today, I am shouting inside your spirit. Come back to me before it's too late. What you feel right now isn't fear. It's your spirit recognizing the truth. It's your heart reacting to my voice, even if your mind tries to resist. And it's okay if you don't understand everything right now. Just trust. Just obey. Just respond to this call. You don't need to be ready. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to say, "Here I am, Lord." From that moment, I will handle the rest. I will heal your wounds. I will cleanse your past. And I promise you something greater. You can't even begin to imagine what I have prepared for you if you truly choose to trust. The blessings I have reserved for you are beyond anything you dare to dream. What seems impossible to you right now is just one decision away. And I want you to understand that this call isn't only for you. Entire generations will be impacted by what I am about to do in your life. But it's you who must take the first step. That step begins now as you listen carefully to what I still have to say. Don't leave this video because what you hear next could be the key that opens the next chapter of your life. Don't ignore it any longer. The time is now. Too much time has already passed. It's time to accept what I have prepared for you. And listen carefully. If you decide to accept, be ready because heaven will move in your favor. Do you remember my son? Do you remember my daughter? Do you remember that first time I spoke to you? Maybe at that moment you weren't fully aware, but something inside you changed forever. That experience has stayed with you, lingering in your thoughts like a mark that hasn't faded. It was at that moment that I made it clear to you that something great was waiting. But when you saw how big that call was, you got scared, looked down, hid inside yourself, and told yourself, "This can't be for me." But it was, and it still is, right in the comments. I still remember that first time. If this speaks to you, I want to hear from you. That first encounter wasn't a dream, nor was it just a voice you heard. It was in the deepest silence on that day when you were close to giving up that you felt a strange peace fill you from the inside. Just when you thought there was nothing left. In that moment, you thought it was just a positive thought coming from you. But it wasn't. It was my spirit giving you strength, whispering to you, "It's not over yet. I'm here with you." And do you know why I'm reminding you of this now? Because you've let that memory fade. You got caught up in the noise of the world and forgot the voice that first called you. You traded the eternal for empty promises that fade away. You went after applause that never truly satisfied your soul. You surrounded yourself with people who drained your faith and dimmed your light. But I never left you. I watched you try to stay strong, while no one seemed to see your pain. Even when you felt time and time again, I kept calling your name. And now in this moment, I'm here to remind you that that first time was a mirage. It was the beginning of a deep and real calling filled with purpose. If this message is speaking to you, comment. It wasn't a mirage. I want to know if you're feeling this in your heart. If I didn't value you, I would never have insisted so many times. Do you really think I would waste my time on someone who isn't important? Do you think I would have freed you from so many things if you did have a purpose? Son, daughter, you are the answer to someone's prayer. You carry something within you that can change lives. You were chosen for great things, but for that to happen, you must remember your roots. You need to return to your first love. That's why today I bring you back to that moment, to that first time, because it's important that you remember who you are, that you remember the promise, and that you don't forget how it felt when you knew something was different about you. You can't keep ignoring it. You can't keep acting as if you never heard it. Because today, I say it to you again with full clarity and urgency. I am the same one who called you back then. But now I come with even greater insistence because time is passing. Your choice will shape the next chapters of your life. Write in the comments, "I return to the first love." If this message is speaking to you, don't ignore the sign. Your life holds incredible value. What you carry inside is sacred. And even though you may have lost focus along the way, I still see you as you were in the beginning, just as in that first encounter when your heart was purer, more open, more surrendered. The time has come to return to that place, not physically, but spiritually. It's time to make my voice your priority again. It's time to rise with courage and declare, I know God called me, and I will not run anymore. Because if you don't respond now, this may be the last time I try to speak to you in this way. Not because I've given up on you, but because I respect your freedom. And if you choose to remain silent, the world will fill that emptiness with its noise. But no noise will bring peace to your soul. This is your chance. It's not about going back to the past, but about remembering the promise. Yes, it's true that you're no longer the person you once were. But listen carefully. I haven't changed. My love for you is still just as strong, as alive as ever. Write in the comments. My soul remembers the promise. If you feel this message is for you, I'm listening. You already know it. You know I called you. Do you remember that first time? You felt my touch. And yet, there was a moment when you acted as if my call wasn't for you. Do you remember that moment? My message was clear. Everything around you pointed to me, to the purpose I had planned for your life. Every detail, every situation shouted my name. Everything was leading you to what I wanted to do with you. But you looked away, took a deep breath, and convinced yourself it was just a coincidence, as if ignoring me wouldn't have consequences. That day, I saw your heart shake. I saw the battle inside you. One part of you wanted to say yes, but the other was frozen by fear. Fear of losing control. Fear of leaving behind what you thought you needed. Fear of losing people who shouldn't have been in your life in the first place. Fear of rejection, of change, of not knowing what would happen after you obeyed me. But let me tell you something you need to remember. The greatest loss is not what you would leave behind. The greatest loss is pretending my call is meant for someone else. Because while you pretend, your soul grows weaker. While you resist, your life stands still. While you wear a mask, I see your heart cry out for freedom. The day you acted like my call wasn't for you was the day your spirit wept. Your soul knew exactly what it was, rejecting the only one who could truly heal it. You may have fooled others, but you didn't fool me. I know you deeply. I see what no one else can. And still do you know what I did? I kept loving you. I kept waiting for you. I kept protecting you from things you didn't even know were about to harm you. But now the time has come to face this truth. Comment right now. I can't keep pretending right. If this message is speaking to your heart, you can no longer live with one foot in my world and the other in the world around you. You can't be light today and darkness tomorrow. You must choose to walk with me completely, or you will keep being consumed by the quiet sorrow that follows you wherever you go. And when you say, "But Lord, I am weak. I fail so much. I disappoint you. I understand. I've always known. And yet I chose you. I didn't call you because you were perfect. I called you because I love you. And because I know what I place inside you. I see the potential others don't see, but that I've never stopped seeing. That's why I extend my hand to you again today. Not to judge you, but to lift you up, to remind you that even though you've wandered, even though you've been distracted, my plan for your life is still in place. My promise hasn't expired. My love has no end. What I prepared for you is still waiting, ready for you to say yes. The yes that your soul has been holding on to for so long. I called you because I am your strength when you feel weak. Because I pick you up every time you fall. Because I never abandon those I choose. But today I speak to you with complete clarity. This will be the last time I insist in this way. It's not because I want to lose you, but because I need you to grow. And growth, son or daughter, requires firm decisions. I need you to say yes with confidence to stop running from what you already know is meant for you. The life I plan for you is far greater than the small plans you've made. But let me tell you something. This life requires sacrifice. It calls for courage and complete surrender. Stop pretending. You know it's true. Even if you try to deny it, it's not a coincidence that you keep hearing this call. It's the whole sky shouting at you to wake up. You can continue pretending it's not for you, but your soul will remain thirsty, empty. Or you can surrender once and for all. Truly surrender and experience the greatest transformation you've ever dreamed of. Because I didn't bring you here to shame you. I brought you here to restore you, to lift you up, and to show you who you are in me. Write in the comments, I choose not to run anymore. If this message is touching your heart, do you remember the day when you ignored my call? That moment when you chose silence instead of answering. Then came the tears, not the loud public tears, but those private tears, the ones that came in solitude in your room, in the bathroom, or on your way home. The tears that soak your pillow without anyone noticing. But I knew every single one of them. You might have hidden in your pain from the world, but not from me, because before the first tear fell, I already felt your pain. Before your heart broke, I was there feeling it with you. You tried to be strong. I know you tried to keep it together, to smile as though everything was fine, while inside the emptiness slowly consumed you. And when no one was looking, you broke down. But I was there. I was always there. You thought no one cared, that no one saw your struggles. But I saw you, in the quiet moments when you woke up each morning, when you sighed deeply trying to hide the weariness in your soul, when you looked up at the sky and said, God, only you know what I'm going through. And if this is speaking to your heart, comment, you see me, Lord. And while all of this was happening, I was gathering every tear, because none of your pain goes unnoticed by me. I am not a distant God. I am your Father. And a true father never ignores the cry of his child. Every tear you shed in silence has great value, immense value. They were seeds of strength, growth, and faith. Even when you didn't understand anything, you kept talking to me. Even when there was no clear way out, you kept believing that somehow I would intervene. And let me confirm this to you. I did. I moved things in your life. I removed people who tried to bring you down. I protected your mind when it was about to break. I gave you strength when you thought you couldn't go any further. I was your support on your hardest days. And today I tell you, not a single tear was wasted. Every one of them is recorded before me. And because of those tears, what I have in store for you now will surprise you in ways you can't even imagine. If this speaks to you, comment, my tears of value. But there is something you need to understand. To embrace the new, you must leave behind the old. And the old son or daughter is that habit of carrying everything on your own, of holding back your tears, of carrying your burdens in silence, trying to fix everything by your own strength. Enough of pretending to be fine on the outside while hurting on the inside. Enough of holding on to pain like it's some kind of punishment. You weren't made to carry the weight of the world alone. You were made to walk with me side by side, with your head held high, because I am always with you. All those tears you shed in secret will now be replaced by real smiles, by true peace, and by a purpose that is fulfilled. I never allowed your pain to destroy you. I allowed it to transform you. If you are hearing this today, it's because the time has come for you to dry your eyes and rise. The time has come to stop hiding your wound and start walking toward healing. The time has come to acknowledge that yes, you cried, but you also survive. And more than that, you will overcome. Write in the comments, I rise up, Lord. I gather your tears, and now I will return them to you in the form of honor. But stay alert, because I'm not finished speaking to you. There are things you can't even imagine that are being prepared in secret, simply waiting for your choice. You cried, you groaned in silence, and you thought no one saw you, that no one understood the battles you were facing inside. But today, I want to remind you of something you may not have realized. I separated you from things you never even imagined. Yes, I separated you. Even when you didn't see it, even when you thought everything was fine, that you were on the right path, I stepped in. You felt frustrated when certain doors closed. You became angry when some opportunities slipped away. You wondered why that person left, why that relationship ended, why that business didn't succeed. Well, today I'm telling you the truth. It was I who closed those doors. Because you were about to walk into places that seemed like blessings, but they were traps. You were about to get involved with people who would take away your faith, drain your strength, and dry your soul. If you feel this message is meant for you, comment, "Thank you for closing those doors. Lord, you were ready to make choices based on your own desires, not mine. If I hadn't stepped in today, you'd still be trapped." How many times did you cry for someone who left? How many nights did you lie awake, wondering why everything seemed to fall apart? Now I reveal it to you. It was a rescue, an act of love. I saw what you couldn't see. I knew what you didn't know yet. And even though it hurt, it was necessary. Much of what you didn't understand is starting to make sense today. And what you still don't understand, you will soon come to realize. Because this whole journey is leading you to the place where you were always meant to be in my will. While you thought you were losing, I was building. While you cried for what was leaving, I was preparing the way for what was about to come. Because what's coming is far better than what's gone. I saw intentions your eyes could never see. I went ahead of situations your heart wasn't ready to accept. And I did it out of love. A love that protects even when it hurts. I separated you. I freed you from hidden betrayals, from disguised lies, from traps you couldn't see. I kept you away from shady dealings, from choices that would have tied you to pride, sin, or greed. I even saved you from yourself. Yes, because there are times when you are your own biggest enemy. You insist on holding on to what no longer serves you. But let me remind you of something important. I never abandoned those I love. And because of that, even when you try to push me away, I always step in, always intervene on your behalf. Do you remember that trip that suddenly got canceled? Do you remember that job you wanted so badly, but it just didn't happen? Or that friendship that ended without warning? Well, yes, it was me. I kept you from an accident, from a fall, from a partnership that seemed perfect but was rotten underneath. Son, daughter, if you could see everything I've done in the quiet,